Prayer, fasting, almsgiving. These are concrete things that Jesus recommends we do because it connects us to our Father, puts us back in order. What does it mean? Imagine what would it be like to feel truly, deeply, interiorly, and externally connected to God your Father. It's like what we taste when we feel like our life is put together, when we have our priorities straight. Now, God is a far greater priority than any other list of things. Prayer puts us into this posture of receiving from God what He is giving. Jesus on the cross, He's nailed. He can't take anything. He's only giving. He gives and gives and gives. And like He says, the sun shines on the good and the bad. The rain falls on the wicked and the good and the just. He gives. Prayer is to make ourselves available to what He's doing. And that it heals us. It puts us back in order. It fills us with our only source of security. Security doesn't come from our government. It doesn't come from lack of violence in the world. Our security is in the Lord, our Father. Our Father who cares for us, who has the hairs of our head counted. Prayer is a path to joy for that reason. So is fasting. Fasting is a path to joy as well. It seems contradictory because we think fasting is self-denial. It's putting ourselves down. It's renouncing pleasure. Fasting is a path to joy because it helps us, again, with priorities. Is to give up a lesser good for a greater good. Gosh, it's so easy for any of us, all of us, to be selfish in little ways. We even feel this sometimes when some people have a tendency to occasionally miss Mass on Sundays. Well, with that example, whatever you did instead of going to Mass, you love more than God. So depriving yourselves of, they're probably good things. When people miss Mass, they're probably doing good things, hopefully, for the most part. But we have to practice denying ourselves good things for what's better, for what's more important, what's actually going to give us the deepest kind of joy, connecting us to our Father, our Heavenly Father. Fasting is also delayed gratification. Sometimes we have to delay the gratification of something good, and that helps us enjoy the good. But even in the fasting, even in the giving up, we're experiencing a joy. Initially there's a pain at giving up a meal today, but hopefully we realize that we're able to go with a lot less than we normally have. We're accustomed as Americans to indulge. And indulgence, it has a moment of pleasure, but we become high and dry, as they say. It's not what's giving us, it's not what's filling us, it's definitely not connecting us to our Heavenly Father. Indulgence, excess. So fasting is so good, it brings us into greater freedom, to be more available, more present. Almsgiving is unique as well because almsgiving is specifically to give cash to beggars. And that cuts through our ego. So, of course, there's times in prudence to not give money to beggars, especially at times when we have ability to give food and shelter. But what Jesus calls for is almsgiving. He praises almsgiving, which is giving cash to beggars. Why? And this kind of helps us put into perspective what our Lenten journey is how it's going to help us be connected to joy. Because almsgiving, it removes us from the sense of control and reward. You're not going to get repayment from giving money to a beggar. And you have no guarantee that they're going to use that money wisely. But the point is to be like the Lord, to be in relationship to the Heavenly Father, to be generous like Him, to give to the good and the bad, to give up control of what's going to happen. We would never invest in a company that we didn't believe could be successful, but Christian charity demands that we give, especially when it hurts, when we have no guarantee that is going to be used well. All these things, prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, free us to be available to our Heavenly Father, which is the only source of our greatest joy. May these 40 days of Lent be indeed a time of joy for us, restore us to the deepest joy. People think Christians are always giving up pleasure, that we hate pleasure, that we think everything is bad, and that we're hypocrites, and that we're always going to be judgmental and sour, and we're just a bore to be around at best, if not aggressively against everyone. Brothers and sisters, let's put our hearts back in order, and let's prove them wrong.